got Koala open right now with the integration. I already threw the sample into the SP just to save time because we're gonna have a kind of convoluted workflow today. So here's Paulstretch. I'm just throwing the sound into Paulstretch from the SP. What I like about Paulstretch is if you've got any kind of sample, you can just completely change its sound. You can hear it's just stretching it, and we've got the stretch amount here at 10.2. We could stretch it further, we could stretch it less. We can also change the pitch. I'm gonna set it to 0 though. I don't wanna change the pitch just for ease of use today. But what we're gonna do is stop it because it can go on forever. And what I'm gonna do is take just individual cuts of it. So let's check out if this auto chop is gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work. So we can just add some attack and release and things after. I'm gonna assign to pads. Like I said, this is a slightly convoluted workflow because I'm gonna have to then export or resample back into Koala. But now what I'm gonna do is just hold down a pad and just sample these in. And I think first of what we'll do, if we hold edit, we can select all of them, and I'm gonna put them in a mute group. And we'll just put all of them. I think if I hold edit, we can put all of them on one-shot mode as well. Yeah, we can. So then by putting it in that mute group, when I hit the next one, it'll stop it from playing. So let's get these samples set up right. We could do the attack and release. Let me just show you on this one. If you hold shift and you're in pitch speed, you can add attack. If you look there, you can see one of the nice things with the integration, but I find sometimes I forget to do all these things and just go with the way I know it. But the biggest thing I like with the integration is being able to go between the patterns, but also play on the SP, because that's so much better. Now I've got some drums here. Let me go, I think it's a big A. But let's just see if we can get a little beat or something going. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, let's move these a little off now. And we can always move up the BPM if we want to. Alright, so we've got those drums. Before we do anything else though, I want those drums to be in a bus effects. And we can add, I've got a couple of little glitch sounds I'll talk about in a second. Let me just get these in a bus. Let's put some bit cooker on. Always got to throw bit cooker on my drums. I just love how it grits it up so much. Little compressor. Not too much, just a little bit. So if you just listen without that bit cooker. Yeah, massive difference. Now let's check out these glitch sounds that I've got. So those were actually made using the groove function on the SP. They added this groove function in 4.04. Hear this drum? So hear how straightforward it is. Let's go to pitch speed, go to roll, and that turns on this groove function. Check this out. See those little glitchy sounds and things like that? I just copied those, chopped those up and things like that, and then that's how I got those sounds. And if we just go in here, this one's a little bit off, right? So maybe we can add those into this. Could be something. Okay, and I'm actually gonna shut off the one shot because the way I'm hearing it, I think we're gonna want a more percussive sound. Last thing we're gonna need to do, because it sounds a little quiet to me and I want some effects on this. Let's hold down edit, choose all these, and we're gonna throw these into bus A. I always do the same buses depending on what I'm doing. Samples are always A, B is always melodies, C is bass, and D is always drums. Curious if you're the same, but that's what I always do. So let's put on, I think first we're gonna need, I'd say either a compressor or I think there's a gain, a utility. Let's just start with utility. There we go. Yeah, that works. Okay, and then I think let's do, tempted to say bit cooker, but I think first we'll start with the warble. That's good. And then a little reverb. We might add a tape delay or something to get some really wonky sound out of it, but That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. Okay, let's play that. Let's up that BPM now. There's a lot of empty space, and that could work, but I'm almost thinking, let's get a delay on this. Let's see, do we want to do tape delay or do we want to do delay? Let's just do delay because it's time synced, and we'll do, let's say 1/8. Yeah, I like that better. I have a lot of empty space, but without the bass yet and stuff, until we get there, I kind of want to fill that space a little bit. But sometimes playing with that empty space is also a good way to go. So we'll see. But the other thing I'm going to do, side chain. Let's put that side chain from bus D. Next, what I want to do is bass. What I'm going to do is get out of one of the Koala banks, go into an SP bank, and if we go into Sound Generator, all right, I'm going to make a bass though with sample merge. So what I'm going to do, we're going to make, let's see what octave we're in. We're in 0. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to make a 2 oscillator bass using just Sound Generator. So I want this big sound, and then what I'm thinking, go back into Sound Generator, let's get another octave. Maybe triangle. Triangle could be cool. And I'm going up an octave for this one because this is what they sound like together. So we'll put them together and then we'll resample it with a filter. So merge sample, it's shift resample, and you can do 4 or up to 4. We're just doing 2, but we could do 3, 4 oscillators. And we're gonna throw those, and you can control the blend of them. So if you only wanted a little bit of one, like if you were doing maybe up 5 semitones for one of them or 7 semitones for like some color, you could do that. But we're just gonna keep it 100. We're just gonna hit next. I'm gonna choose a pad. Hit resample. So now it combined these two into one. We can clear out these two. What I want though from there is a filter, and then maybe either distortion or Juno chorus. Let's try Juno chorus first. No noise. That should just thicken it up a little bit. Let's try it though with some distortion, just so we kind of see what we got. So distortion or Juno. I'm kind of feeling the Juno. So we're gonna go to resample, put that in. Whoa, 404 just totally glitched out. Let's try this resample one more time. Okay, it seems like it's working for now at least. Let's just check out. Okay, I'm just thinking how I want to put this part in. Just thinking I can either resample it in here, and then I have to figure out using Koala's pads what the key is. Oh, actually, I think we can use chromatic mode in Koala. Let's sample it in and let's see. So I'm gonna throw that right here, and that is very quiet. And it looks like, yeah, it just decided to start it a little weirdly. So if I go back into Koala, here's the sample, and I think if I hit this, okay, it wants to do it an octave. Oh, the whole keyboard is completely different then. Oh, that might be because if I go here, yep, that's why. It's in that. That should have fixed it. So I know I'm talking too fast for my brain to keep up with what I'm saying, but it was set to a pentatonic, so that's why it wasn't playing the same. It should now hopefully be right. That should work. Okay, so let's move this over into a new pattern, hit record. All right, and let's put this one in bus C. And then we'll go over, and like I said, I always forget, but we can move over. If we hit roll, we can go right into the perform section. What I don't like is, as you can see, when we were in the pattern, you can't see the chromatic mode anymore. Like on SP, you get chromatic mode. You can see it visibly change, but here it's just like, you're just playing on top of it. So you have no idea whether you're in it or not unless you hit it. But there we go, we got the bass. Let me actually lower that just a little bit. And then let's go into bus C and see what we want to add. I'm gonna put in EQ just to have it. What else do we want to add? We could do, yeah, we could do sidechain. So that the kick really hits hard. I'm almost wanting to put it up BPM a bit. Let's go to like 98. 94. And I'm going to adjust a couple of those bass notes. I should mention, channel members, best way to help support the channel, you get all the cheat sheets that are made, you get exclusive videos, vlogs. At the Solar Sailor tier, you get all of the samples that we make in these videos. So if you want all of the drum sounds, the samples, all of that, they're all going to be up there for the Solar Sailor tier channel members. From there though, let's just check out, so we've got sidechain. I almost want to really distort that bass, and I'm going to change a couple of the notes. I always notice this out on the drive effect is so quick to just like drastically lower. Like look, it doesn't seem like it's that much. It's already down 11. So I'm just gonna take it down a little bit. Okay, I want that bass to be a little more percussive. Let's get into the piano roll. Almost want this one. I'm gonna put, let's take that snap off. Let's go 16th note. There we go. This one, I want that shorter. This one, I want a lot shorter. This one too. There we go. Oh, there is one other thing. Before we add a melody, I did want to try something else actually, now that I'm thinking of it. But we do still have that original, piano sound. So I'm kind of wondering maybe a B section or the intro. Kind of thinking the intro, just hearing it. Let's get that piano into Koala, and then we'll go from there. So let's just put it here. Okay, cool. Now let's stop that recording, check the start time. It really likes to cut a little bit off, which I don't know, maybe that's better than the SP's typical way of leaving some space at the start. But okay, now we've got that. We'll raise the volume. Let's get back to Koala. Whoa. Oh, we're still in chromatic mode. I was like, why is it doing that? So we need to hit Shift 4 to get out of chromatic mode. That's what I'm saying. You can't see that you're in chromatic mode. Okay, we've got that. But we raised the BPM, so we need to hit stretch, because this was in 79 BPM, so we're throwing that in stretch, and we'll go there. Okay, so let's go over here. It's all that dead space probably at the end. Let's see if that fixed it. Almost. I think if we just, that should do it. So these whiter lines right here, that's the bar. So you can kind of see where you want the stretch. Let's put on some drums. I'm just gonna see where we're going with this B section, and then I'll come back to that A section. I don't even know if we'll end up using this B section, but I just like having some variety, some options when we start thinking sequencing and arrangements, so can always just not use it. So we've got that section if we want to just kind of build up or something. I think we'll leave that B section where we're at. We've got it if we need it, just to kind of slow down the track, but I think there's too much groove in this one to just let it go, so we'll leave it there. But maybe when we want to slow it down a little bit. Yeah, I can hear, I think this will need some work, but adding some other parts on top of this section, maybe complicating the drums a little more, some hi-hats or something, and then bring that bass, I'm thinking, back up. And then bring it right back in. So that will work as a B section. Let's make a couple of sounds here. Yeah, let's do a sawtooth, and we'll just up the octave a little bit. Oh boy, I do not want to run into that resample issue again, but we're gonna be brave and try it, because I want to, actually we don't need it, because what I'm gonna do is make a copy, and I'm gonna pitch this one by holding shift, just change its pitch just a little bit, so we get it real two oscillator sounding, and then we're gonna merge those together, shift resample, choose these two, put them at both 100 again, hit enter, choose that one, and then we got it. So now let's just resample that with some super filter on, and I think we'll have to change some bus routing so that we can make it work. Let's try that in chromatic. Oh boy, we did it again. It's alright. I think what we'll do is we'll try to get that resample one more time. If we run into it again, we just won't do it, but I would like to resample this. Okay, here we go. We got it. Man, that's crazy. I still can't get over that. Alright, I'm going to really quickly go into my bus settings before we relink these, and input bus is going to go into bus 2. And that's so that I can have some Kodama on this one. And we'll go maybe 1.8. Yeah. And I just want that to be a little less loud. So just to show, I think this was the original. Maybe we don't have a filter on it. Let me throw a filter real quick. So this is what, if I didn't do that merge sample, that's what it would sound like with the merge sample. Just has a little more character. There's a little pitch difference between the two oscillators we created, so it makes it a little more just interesting and things like that. Now, we got to relink these, so let's pull this out, put it back on, and we should see when it connects. I think usually it'll say something, but boy, we're running into some bugs today. But that's all right. We're making it through. We've got a cool track. We are going to save it again, though. Oh, I did not even know that. Boy, I just learned something. So if you hit Shift 16, you can switch between the Koala effects and the bus effects. Pretty cool. I'm going to get out of a Koala page then, and then let's go over here. I'm going to hit back into just the SP. We don't have anything on the bus yet, so I'm going to add my trusty cassette and compressor. So this is what we're going to be running with. So this is with cassette and compressor on. Off. Hear how much quieter it is. Lo-fi and compressor, that's always a good one too. But we'll do cassette and compressor. So let's just really quickly add some mastering on top. We already have a little bit now happening with cassette and compressor, but I'm going to just do EQ because I want to see how this looks. Let's just get the sounds on first. Let's do EQ, compressor, and we're probably not going to need much, and we're just going to do like a 2 ratio with a high attack, high release, no makeup gain. And we'll look at the actual sound coming in soon. If we really want to grid it up, throw another bit cooker on. That can always do some crazy stuff. And then finally, just a limiter. So now let's start letting this play. And let's look at the EQ. I'm gonna up the highs a little bit. That kick is massive, so we'll leave it there. Just a little compression. If you do a lot, you can kind of get like a side chain going on, but we've already got a lot of side chains, so I'm just gonna use a little bit. If we want bit cooker, let's just check it out. If we want to get that like real gritty, old school like MPC sound or old sampler sound, make it sound like a pocket operator. We'll do 12. So you can just hear the hi-hats specifically are typically what you can kind of trigger in on or clue in on and hear the difference. They get a little more like bit crushed. I'll leave it off for now, but that's always a nice one to have if you want it, and then you can just throw that limiter on. Alright, now let's find where we've got, right, we're in that. If we go, I gotta find where I put that, this one, here we go. I'm gonna leave it there, but I appreciate you hanging out. Let me know if you got some value out of the video. Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm just gonna see what happens. We're gonna just try and jam this out, and we'll go.